Plenty of players on the move in and out of the Championship. Here is a roundup. We'll start with the Year 1 parachute teams, and Burnley and Scott Twine, the much talked about, probably the most saleable asset in League One from last season, has joined up with the Clarets. Just turned 22 years old, hit 20 goals, 13 assists in a very possession-based MK Dons side that missed out in the playoffs last season. Very good free kick taker and long-range shooter to boot. Can he step up the level? I would imagine he can, so I'm quite excited about this one. England goalkeeper Nick Pope has also left Burnley for Newcastle, so there's a hole there in the goalkeeping position, but plenty of money coming in, you'd assume, on the balance sheet. Replacement could already be in-house with Hennessy, Peacock, Farrell and Norris already at the club. Fairly quiet at Watford and Norwich so far. Watford have brought in some cash by shipping out Hernandez and Zinkernagel. Norwich have loaned in Isaac Hayden a couple of weeks ago now from Newcastle. He should be very solid and capable at Championship level. Jump into the Year 2 parachute teams. It's quiet at Sheffield United so far, but West Brom have now got the second big free agent in the Championship, having already got themselves Reading's John Swift. Jed Wallace has now made the switch up to the Hawthorns from Millwall. Wallace has basically, we were talking about Scott Twine a minute ago, he's basically done what Twine did at League One level, at Championship level the past few seasons. Wide forward, plenty of goal contributions, good free kick taker, good long range shooter. Surely he'll show up well with Steve Bruce and the Baggies. At the two remaining losing playoff teams from last season, Huddersfield have taken Will Boyle. That one went through a while ago, left-sided centre-half from Cheltenham. I think they're going to stick with the back three, so I'm sure he'll get plenty of football. Luton have brought in Matt Macy, Alfie Doughty and Cauley Woodrow. They're always efficient and get stuff done quickly over at Luton, aren't they? Doughty was highly rated at Cheltenham, wasn't he? Didn't work out at Stoke, so I quite like that as a rehabilitation type pickup. Keeper Macy comes down from Hibs in Scotland. Alan Campbell trod a similar path last season to great success, I think from Motherwell, wasn't it? And Cauley Woodrow is well known to Championship fans, and he fills out those striker positions along with Adebayo, Cornick, given Cameron Jerome's age and Danny Hilton has gone. Looks like smart business as ever by Luton. Middlesbrough look like they're making some good moves. They've taken Dara Lenihan, the Blackburn captain, on a free. This really looks like a similar sort of player and manager relationship that Chris Wilder had with John Egan at Sheffield United. Ryan Giles is sort of a perennial Championship loanee. He'll play left wing back, left wing. Always puts up good numbers wherever he's gone. He comes in from Wolves. Keeper Liam Roberts comes in from Northampton. I know it's a big step up, but Boro have struggled in that spot. Joe Lumley has gone out. Does he have a chance of taking that shirt? Slightly concerning in respects of Blackburn so far. That could obviously change. Dara Lenihan is not the only one to leave. Joe Rothwell, who's a very effective sort of driving central midfielder, has gone out to Bournemouth. Rovers fans will definitely want some incomings there after a couple of important losses. Are you keeping up? If so, please do hit that like button. Help support myself, the video and the channel. Millwall have perhaps mitigated the loss of Jed Wallace. We'll find out to what extent with the arrival of Zian Fleming. The 23-year-old arrives for what we believe to be a club record fee. He scored 12 goals from the number 10 position for a not very good Fortuna Sittard team. So that probably bodes well for him as a player in the Dutch top division. That one looks a fun one, and I'm sure he'll be welcomed wholeheartedly down at the Den. Michael Beale has started shaping his QPR team. In comes another perennial loanee, Jake Clark-Salter. That is a permanent, though, at centre-half. Kenneth Paal, a left wing-back from the Dutch top flight, also joins in. I suspect there'll be a few more as Beale looks to get his feet under the table there. A couple of familiar Championship faces land at Coventry and Preston. Casey Palmer heads to Coventry. Didn't pull up many of the proverbial trees at Bristol City, but we all know there's a player in there, and Mark Robbins is going to be the latest manager to try and extract some output from Palmer. Freddie Woodman, the Newcastle keeper, heads to Preston. This is all linked with the Nick Pope deal going from Burnley to Newcastle. Woodman heads out. I liked him at Swansea for those couple of years under Steve Cooper, and Preston needed to do this deal because they had a loanee keeper, Dan Iverson, starring in goal for them last season. A couple of very on-brand Michael O'Neill signings for Stoke. They love themselves an experienced safe pair of hands, don't they? Aidan Flint comes in as a vastly tenured Championship centre-half. Stoke badly missed Harry Souttar in that big strapping centre-half role after he went down with injury last season. Josh Laurent also comes in central midfield, and again, he really fits the safe pair of Championship hands after stepping up from Shrewsbury and having a really good couple of seasons for Reading. Russ Martin's going to be looking to fulfil some of the hype about his football and his management next season. He's taken Harry Darling from his former club MK. I like this one a lot, and while Scott Twine was catching the eye up the top end of the pitch, Darling was in that back three, good ball playing centre half, real no-brainer territory this one. Former manager, same style of football, young player, looks like a good pickup. Nathan Wood also joins at centre-half from Middlesbrough. Bristol City have added Oxford central midfielder Mark Sykes and highly rated Forest Green fullback Kane Wilson, who does look like a fun one at right back there, alongside that surprise Cal Naismith deal. Nigel Pearson wasn't backward in coming forward about criticising the players he inherited, so these are his players now, and he's really starting to build what looks like fully his side there at Bristol City. And hold the phone, because Cardiff have been very, very busy. I won't do all of these, but Marlon Romeo is in. He's a former teammate of Steve Morrison's back in the Millwall days, joins at fullback. Andy Rinomota is in pretty much the same mould as I described Josh Laurent, who also left Reading in that central midfield. Just safe pair of hands at Championship level. Ryan Alsop has arrived. He knows the ropes, was keeper at Derby last season. Callum O'Dowd, who I always quite like the look at, quite a pleasing footballer to watch. He makes the trip over the bridge from Bristol City down to Cardiff. Ibu Adams is another one in, busy sort of central midfielder player. I think he did play maybe as a number 8 rather than right in the hubbub there. Correct me if I'm wrong. Another of that highly rated Forest team that were promoted from League 2. Forest Green team, excuse me, last season. Tom Ince and Joe Lumley have gone in at Reading, but all the Reading fans I speak to are more worried about the exit door than the incoming door, with so many players going out. Remember, there is this EFL salary cap and reduction that needs to be made, so keep an eye on that at Reading, who's actually going to be left there by the time we start at the end of July. In terms of our promoted League One teams, pretty quiet at Wigan and Sunderland so far. Sunderland have made Leon Dejeku, who was on loan last season, a permanent. Rotherham has not been quiet at all. Connor Washington and Tom Eaves come in up top. Washington's a good sort of pressing striker, and Eaves a big guy, and Rotherham like that profile of striker, especially when we talk about one of the outgoings. Peter Kioso is an incoming, though. He joins sort of right wing back from Luton. The two departures are very interesting at Rotherham, especially considering where they've gone, because they've gone local to Sheffield Wednesday and back down to League One. Michael Ehekwa, a very sort of solid centre-back, who I think could have played at Championship level. And the one that really surprises me, Michael Smith, who's an excellent striker for Rotherham, particularly at League One level. I thought he might have liked a go at Championship level, but he has also gone with Ehekwa to Sheffield Wednesday. Bit worried that Rotherham might come up not quite as strong as they were last season. There is your whistle-stop tour of plenty of Championship comings and goings. Get your thoughts in via the comments on any of those deals and how you see them going. Remember, please come with an open mind. Lots of transfers look smart on paper. Not all of them work out. And sometimes the ones fans very kind of unfairly call underwhelming turn out to be the best ones. So you try and call them. It's not as easy as it sometimes appears. I've tried to discuss as many as possible. So look, if there's one I haven't quite caught, particularly at the club you support, which it always is, all you have to do is ask in the comments politely, and I will happily discuss it with you and give you my views. In the meantime, there is plenty going on with the channel. Why not click here and you can see my views on Wayne Rooney's departure from Derby, or click here for a little bit of fun and you will see my ranking of the 24 managers starting the Championship season. Go on, you know you want to.